What do you do when your husband is unfaithful to you? There's no right answer to this. Every person would choose something different. I know I wouldn't sit idly by while my man cheated on me. No way. I might not be able to stop him, but I sure as hell will make him pay. You don't have to worry about me. I'm not one of those doormats you see on TV. I am more than capable of taking care of myself. But the woman in this story today isn't like me. She didn't take revenge on her cheating husband. Instead, she did something even worse. Listen closely to what she has to say, because I'll tell you what, her story will break your heart. Have you ever been so desperate that you would do anything for love? How far would you go for the sake of love? Those are pretty strong questions, aren't they? They certainly were for me. I wasn't always like this. I used to be a completely different person. In fact, I was the kind of woman every girl dreams of being: beautiful, wanted, desired, rich, and in love. Life was good to me. I had it all. My husband, Mark, and I were the perfect couple. We lived in a huge mansion in Bel Air. It had 7 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, and 2 floors. He worked as a real estate broker and he made a lot of money. I was a model at the time, so I also made pretty decent money. We didn't have any kids, which some people thought was a mistake, but we were happy the way we were. One day, though, everything changed. My parents came over for dinner and they told us they were going to move to Florida. And when I asked why, my mom simply said, "We're getting old and we want to spend our golden years somewhere warm." I could see the sadness in my dad's eyes. He was leaving his home country, his friends and family, to start anew in a nursing home in Miami. I felt that. So when they left, I promised myself I'd visit them often. Unfortunately, that never happened. Before I knew it, months had passed and it was already spring. I hadn't seen my parents since last Christmas. Guilt ate away at me. I desperately wanted to make it up to them. One day, I got an idea. I told my husband I was going to visit my parents for Easter, so he booked me a first-class ticket to Miami. As soon as I arrived, I went straight to the nursing home. I walked into my mother's room and she was overjoyed. "Mom, I'm sorry I haven't visited you sooner," I said, hugging her. "It's all right, honey. We're just glad you're here now." My dad was asleep, so I went to his room and gently woke him up. "Dad, I'm sorry I haven't visited you sooner. I promise it won't happen again." He forced a smile. "It's okay, sweetheart. Just stay with us for the weekend. We'd like that, wouldn't we, Martha?" my mom said from the doorway. "Of course," I replied. After spending the whole Friday with my parents, I decided to explore Miami a little. I called my husband and told him I was going shopping. When I returned to the nursing home, my parents were asleep. I didn't want to wake them up, so I went back to my hotel room. But before I knew it, it was Saturday and my flight back to LA was in the afternoon. I told my parents I was leaving, and they were sad, but they understood. On my way out, I stopped by the gift shop to get them some flowers. The cashier looked at me and asked how much I owed her. I told her it was on the house, and she smiled. "You're such a sweet girl. Your parents are lucky to have you." Then I left and went to the airport. The plane ride was long and boring, so I took a sleeping pill and tried to catch some sleep. When I woke up, the flight attendant offered me coffee and I accepted. Suddenly, I heard a loud bang and the plane started shaking violently. I was terrified. What had happened? Was this normal? I turned to the man next to me and asked, "Is everything okay?" "Yeah, it's fine," he said calmly. "Just some turbulence." I was still scared, but I tried to calm down. After a few minutes, the pilot announced we had landed safely, and I let out a huge sigh of relief. I couldn't wait to get off that plane. As I walked through the airport, I kept thinking about the crash. Had I been lucky to survive, would I see my husband again? All of a sudden, I bumped into someone. "Oh, I'm so sorry," I said, looking up. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was the man from the plane. "Hey there," he said with a smile. "That was quite the landing, huh?" "Yeah," I replied, still shaken. "Are you okay?" "Sure. How about you?" Yeah, I guess." "Hey, do you know how to get to the taxi stand?" "Yeah, follow me." We walked together for a few minutes until we reached the taxis. "Thanks for your help," I said. "No problem." "Hey, where are you going?" "The Beverly Hills Hotel." "Me too. Let's go together." I hesitated for a moment, but then I agreed. When we got into the taxi, the driver asked us where we were headed. "The Beverly Hills Hotel," I said. "Same here," the stranger replied. The driver nodded and started the engine. As we pulled out of the airport, I noticed the man looking at me. "Do you live here?" I asked. "Yeah, I'm a real estate developer." "Oh, was all I could say. I didn't know what else to say. I felt uncomfortable. As we approached the hotel, the man turned to me. Listen, I've enjoyed spending time with you, but I have to tell you, I'm married. I'm sorry, I said, disappointed. Me too, he whispered. I knew right then and there that something was wrong. What had happened to him? Why was he acting so weird? Was he hiding something from me? I decided to ask him directly. Is everything okay? Yeah, fine. Listen, I gotta run. But maybe we could meet up sometime. Sure, I replied, confused. I didn't understand what was going on. He got out of the car and ran into the hotel. I watched him go, wondering what he was hiding. I paid the driver and went into the hotel lobby. As I sat down, a bellhop approached me. Can I help you? Yes, I'm waiting for a friend, okay? Just let me know if there's anything else I can get you. He smiled politely and walked away. I knew he thought I was crazy. I couldn't blame him. I was starting to feel that way about myself. Suddenly, a familiar voice broke through my thoughts. There you are. I turned around and saw the man from the plane standing in front of me. I've been looking everywhere for you. Why? I asked suspiciously. Because I wanted to tell you that my wife died in the plane crash. Oh, I'm so sorry, I said, taken aback. It's okay. I just needed to tell you. I've been in love with you for a long time. And now there is no one holding me back. He leaned in close and kissed me passionately. I was shocked, but then I relaxed into his embrace. I had never felt this way before. It was like a fire had been lit inside of me. Over the next few days, we spent every moment together. We went shopping, to the movies, and even on a romantic getaway to Cabo San Lucas. I was in love. I hadn't realized how unhappy I'd been in my marriage until I met him. Mark had no idea what hit me. When I told him I wanted a divorce, he was devastated. Why? What did I do? He cried. It's not you, it's me, I said. Although it wasn't true, I didn't care if he was devastated. He had hurt me too. In the end, we got a divorce, and I married the man of my dreams. We're still together to this day. People sometimes ask me if I regret anything. If I could go back in time, would I do things differently? The answer is no. I have no regrets. Sure, I lost my modeling job after the scandal broke out, but I didn't care. I found something much more important. I found love. Was it worth it? You decide.